Hey, Mike Callahan, want to make a quick video today. Basically, the premises of the video, it got me thinking that a lot of times we talk to our prospective consumers thinking that they know about our services or even our existing clients. And where this came about is had an interesting communication or transaction with my accountant since I've had literally since 96 or 97. So obviously his assistant assumed that I knew the ins and outs of some of the different tax advantages and things we were doing. And not to get into the finer details of, but I was somewhat familiar, but there was some intricacies that that I was completely unaware of based on the structure of a business. So long story short, an LLC can actually elect to file taxes as an S corp, and your Medicare and some of the other taxes are not taxable, are taxed through a distribution through an S corp, which I was aware of, but I didn't realize an LLC could be an entity and elect to basically pay their taxes through that election of the S corp. So I was aware of the benefits and drawbacks of an LLC versus an S corp, but I didn't realize you can almost marry the two together. So the mistake the accountant really made was that they assumed that I knew that that could be done. And the correlation here is in our service business, whether it's lawn care, home cleaning, pest control, a lot of times we assume that our potential consumer knows the benefits of potentially doing a pre-emergent application for weed control early in the season before those weeds germinate, and then what a post-emergent is with basically a selective herbicide. Or in the cleaning industry, the other one that hit me right out the bat a few years ago before I started really working in the cleaning industry was that a top to bottom or a deep clean is the initial clean to get the house ready for the weekly or bi-weekly or monthly maintenance clean. But that's really a different type of clean where you're using maybe a microfiber on the shades versus a feather duster for maintenance. So the post today is a little bit different. It's kind of taking a look at what you do as your service, boiling it down to the absolute basics where you as the professional think that it's absolutely obvious. And I'm willing to bet the things that you think that are the most obvious are actually probably the most valuable things for your potential consumer or consumer to reinforce through long-term education on a monthly or twice a month basis. That's something that we tackle in automations where we go out and educate the consumer what they should be doing in their yard or home the month in advance. So as you get into maybe the winter season in the lawn care industry, we're talking about the proper pruning and techniques for ornamental pruning, or if you're in the southern markets, crepe myrtle pruning. And it's just purely education, maybe with a soft one line at the bottom that, hey, we're here to help if you need some help with that service. But as we're diving into the new season here, whether it's lawn care, home cleaning, I think one of the things that really should be top of frame of mind is how can we boil down our services and educate our potential consumer to create a higher perceived value, or re-educate our existing client to reinforce the value of the service that we're actually selling and providing. Another idea for the new year here as we're getting in right after the holiday season, maybe a fridge clean out or a stove clean out. We can talk about the proper process and what actually goes into it as a professional cleaning service, because it is significantly different than your average homeowner going out to do one of those things. So topic today, if you have any comments or questions, drop them below, but really just want to talk about not making assumptions of what you think your consumer understands. My accountant fell victim to this a few days ago here as we were moving some things around. I was well aware of the differences between an LLC and an S corp, but I didn't realize you could almost marry those two together for some tax advantages as well. So comments or questions, drop them below. Hope everybody's doing well. Have a great New Year's here coming up. Be safe, but I want to make a quick video to outline the benefits of not taking assumptions for your potential consumer or client and going through education and educating them. Because I'll be transparent, I was pretty frustrated with my accountant with this. And if he or she had basically gone through and educated around this and not made the assumption that I knew these two things could be married up to each other and not have to go out and do the research myself, I would have been extremely happy as a customer, but B, it would have given me a better knowledge of what I was paying for and the expertise they brought to the table. Because they are obviously the expert, and this was the right move for me and one of my businesses But without being able to understand the basics of it, and then some of the higher level stuff, how it all worked together, I had no idea the value they were bringing to the table, and why I was hiring them as an expert instead of going out and doing some of the paperwork in my own office and having my office staff take care of this. So comments, questions, drop below. Hope everybody is having a great New Year's Eve here, and we'll see you in 2020.